Aloha, Ronnie Margolis with the Margolis team, brokered by eXp Realty on the beautiful garden island of Kauai. And the numbers are in. The market seems like it's starting to pick up a little bit of velocity. And we'll take a look at the details when we do the numbers. So here are the February numbers from the garden island of Kauai. And as you know, Kauai has 5 districts, and here they are. We can look at them by the districts. Kaloa, where Poipu, Kalaheo, Lauai, Omao on the south side. Lihue, where our town core is. The Kauai district, that's Kapa'a and Wailua, and a little bit up to Anahola. And then the North Shore, which includes the towns of Kilauea, Princeville, Hanalei, and of course all the way out to the end of the road there, Wainiha and Ha'ena as well. And then the Waimea district is basically Eleele and west, and that includes Hanapepe, Waimea, Kekaha, and anything I might have forgotten on that side of the island. If we take a look, this is through February now, right? The total number of properties for sale is the sum of these two numbers, 451 properties. And of those properties, 142 of them were under contract. If you look back to January, numbers are slightly different, right? So you've got a total of 419. 124 of them were in escrow. And so slightly more inventory in February, and we'll see if that trend still continues as we go forward into the year. This particular chart will give you a general sense of the market dynamics, or velocity as I call it. So this is going back to February of last year, and you can see what's going on here. We're just kind of slowly, the volume is getting lower and lower and lower. Let's go back here to February, and you can see that the volume kind of stabilized here. So February was about the same, maybe a little bit higher than January. So have we turned the corner? Are things picking up, and are they going to get stronger, and are prices going to continue to appreciate? Same thing here with the number of sales. December, a little bit more in January, just about the same in February. Of course, the number of sales, look, from March a year ago, 132 sales on the island of Kauai. This February, 55 sales. So obviously it's not as hot as last year, but let's take a look at more of the details. So this is comparing this February to last month, to January, and to February of a year ago. So again, when we look at last year, single family homes, there were 44 homes sold in the month of February last year. This year, 24. But again, like I said, 24 is better than 16, which was the number of single-family homes that sold back in January. Let's go down to condos and see where we 47 properties, condos sold in February of 2022 compared to 25. And again, about the same number as last month. And then going down to land, last February, 20 sales. This February, only 6 sales. One thing I will note from this particular graphic is that the land segment, buying land on Kauai, that is the softest segment with the fewest number of buyers in our current market today. And so you can see that the median price here, look at the Hanalei district. Now, of course, there were only 2 homes sold in February, and the dollar volume was $4 million, and the median price is over $2 million. So you can't find any good-sized home in Princeville these days. Very rare to find something under $2 million. And same thing for a condo. Now, this is the condo volume, and the Princeville condos are in the Hanalei district. The only condos that are beyond Hanalei are the Hanalei Colony Resort, and none of those traded in February. So the median price of a condo is now up to about $1 million. Occasionally you'll see something under $1 million, but the condo prices continue to go up because there's so little for sale. In fact, if you take a look at the Lihue district, one thing I want you to see, that's where the lowest amount of inventory is. And that's why when you take a look at the ratio of discount, or what the ratio is between the list price and the sold price, it's generally over the asking price in Lihue, and it was the same thing back in January, right? So things tended to sell for about 10% more than they were listed for. Again, it's because of the low amount of inventory. So the market is steady. It looks like the volume is picking up. There's definitely some great strategies for buyers as the sellers get more flexible to do either a 2-1 or 3-2-1 buy down. What I'm talking about is if you are procuring financing, you can negotiate and see if the seller will give you a credit to buy down your interest rate until such time as the rates become more affordable. And last thing I wanted to share is this. Now, I went through this before, but again, in January, 419 properties total for sale, 124 were in escrow, a little bit more inventory in February, a little bit more properties in escrow. Still, only about 30% of what's for sale is under contract. In a hotter market, we had a higher percentage. So the market is pretty balanced. There are a lot of good opportunities, a lot of beautiful homes, condos, pieces of land coming on the market. When you want further information, please call me at 808-346-7095. And until our next market update, I'll say, a hui ho from the Garden Island.